We will begin with consignment accounting, shall we? Okay. What is consignment? Sending the goods for the purpose of what? Sale. Sending the goods for the purpose of which one? Sale. We call it as consignment. Listen to it. Listen to it. You know all how to prepare a consignment account, right? What and all we debit? To goods sent on which one? Consignment. If this is sent at invoice price, we record it in invoice price. If it is sent at cost price, we record them at cost price. If invoice price is given, you record it invoice price. To cash or bank, or which one? Consignors expenses. To consignee account. This is for which one? Consignees expenses, commission, all those things we debit. Then we record by consignee account for the sales. Then we record abnormal losses. The loss may be in transit or it may be in the godown. Then we record which one? Closing stock with consignee. Closing stock with consignee. Now, if the goods are sent at invoice price, we remove the loading. We remove the loading because it will be at profit. How to remove the loading? In the credit side, we put what? Goods sent on consignment. The profit element alone we credit it just to eliminate the profit element so that you will get the real profit. Debit side led to abnormal loss. Abnormal loss. The profit element is removed on the debit side. Abnormal loss, if any, the profit element is removed on the debit side. Then stock reserve or consignment stock account, like that, we put the profit element or loading we remove on the opposite side. So this will come only when the goods are sent at what price? Invoice price. To we work out which one? Profit in consignment as a balancing figure. Have additional notes. Suppose if the goods are lost in transit, அதாவது குடோன் ரீச் ஆகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே goods are lost என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? For example, I send the goods from Chennai to Mumbai. You are in Mumbai. While in transit itself, the goods are lost. Now, how to value it? You will take the value of goods plus whose expenses? Consignors expenses. Start. Number one. If goods are lost in transit, if goods are lost in transit na while in load, while in road, அந்த மாதிரி. Clear. When goods are lost in transit, comma, include value of goods, that is proportionate value of goods, and the consignors expenses only. If goods are lost in transit, include the value of the goods and which one? Consignors expenses only. Next, number two. If goods are lost or destroyed in the godown of consignee, godownல destroy இருந்தா எப்படி calculate பண்றது? When the goods are lost in the godown, we'll include which one? Start. Yeah. Value of goods means proportionate value of goods. Okay, value of goods plus consignors expenses plus expenses of consignee, or you can better use the word non-recurring expenses. The thing is, what do you mean by non-recurring expenses? What do you mean by non-recurring expenses? What do you mean by non-recurring expenses? Simple. Anything spent before the goods are reached the godown. Anything spent before the goods are reaching the godown. Okay, start. Expenses. Expenses till the goods are arranged in the godown. Example, unloading, customs duty, freight inwards, freight inwards, unloading charges, assembling charges, stacking charges. What do you mean by stacking charges? Arranging them in the godown. Just arrange the goods in the godown, adukku spend பண்ற money is called as what? Stacking charges. That can be included. Number 3. So, value of the goods, all consignors expenses, non-recurring expense of consignee will be included. What do you mean by non-recurring expenses? It is otherwise called as non-selling expenses also. Textbook sometimes instead of the word non-selling, non-recurring expenses, they use the word what? Non-selling expenses. So simple. Don't include what and all? Go down drain, selling expenses, stock maintenance charges, administration charges, don't include it. Valuation of closing stock also same principle only. Shall we proceed? Proceed பண்ணலாமா? We'll solve this May 2022 question paper. It's a very simple question paper. Read this. M of Mumbai sent on consignment goods value how much? 4 lakhs to A of Agra on 1st March 2020. He incurred expenses 48,000 for freight and insurance. M's accounting year ends on 31st December. He has entered a commission of how much? 5% on sales plus del creditor commission how much? 3%. So simple. When del creditor commission is paid, who will bear the bad debt loss? Consignee will bear the bad debt loss. Okay, A took delivery of the consignment by incurring 12,000 for the goods consigned. Okay, informed that all the goods are sold for 6 lakhs. All the goods are sold for 6 lakhs. So, no abnormal loss, no normal loss, no closing stock, nothing. Selling expenses 8,000. He informed only that 5,92,000 has been collected and remaining is bad debts. Remaining is what? Bad debts. Anyhow, the bad debt should be borne by what? Consignee only. So whether if the bad debts are borne by consignee, will it come in consignment account? No. Then the remaining is irrecoverable and he is sending the check for the balance due like that it is given. M received the check and amount due from A, incurring bank charges 1,040. The amount was credited by the bank on 9/1/2021 like that it is given. Write up consignment account, find out profit or loss on consignment. Write up which account? Question பாருங்க. Write up which account? Consignment account only. Find out profit or loss on consignment. It's a very simple problem. And A account in the books of M. M is the consignor. M is the consignor. We'll prepare whose account? A's account. We can do it. Start. Let us do it together. It's a very simple question for 10 marks. Consignment account. to goods sent on consignment. Goods sent on consignment எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 4 lakhs. First line 4 lakhs. To bank account consignors expenses. What is consignors expenses given? Second line 48,000. To bank 48,000. Oh my god. Okay, no problem. I'll just stick with it. To M account. To M account all the expenses and commission. What are the expenses he incurred? Sir, start. To M account, underline below that. Delivery charges. Delivery charges. What is the delivery charges he incurred? 12,000. Start. Delivery charges how much? 12,000. Then what are the other expenses? What are the other expenses incurred by him? There's selling expense. Selling expense how much? 8,000. By M account. By M account for the sales. What is the sales made by him? 6 lakhs. By M account for the sales 6 lakhs. We are not bothered about collections, bad debts, collection charges and all. Then what is the commission he is eligible? Commission. What is the total commission? 8% total commission. 6 lakhs in total percentage. 8% total commission how much? 48,000. That's all. Tally panna to profit. No closing stock. Bad debts will not come because the del creditor commission is paid. The goods are not sent at invoice price, so profit is 84,000. Then we need to prepare M account also. Oh, M na bro. This will be sorry. This will be sorry. This is not to M account. This is to which account? Yeah. When you prepare A account, by consignment account, to consignment account for the sales or 6 lakhs, he has to send by a bank draft. This is realized later on. Bad debts will not come. Okay? Del creditor commission pay பண்ணனால it will not come in the books of consignor. And the 5,22,000 only collected, that will not come. A only வராது. When you in AS oda book la prepare பண்ணும்போது he will charge bad debts. Against the commission he will charge bad debts. For example, when you prepare whose account? In the books of what? In the books of A, we will prepare which account? The commission account prepare பண்ணும். Commission account prepare பண்ணும்போது okay, by and the commission, what is the commission income? What is the commission income? 48,000 commission income, against which the bad debts will be charged. Bad debts the bad debts charge பண்ணி balance P&L account transfer பண்ணுவோம். So we are not asked this. Okay, in the books of M, bad debts will not come. Otherwise, இது வந்து ledger account பார்க்காம logically think பண்ணுங்க. You are a consignee. You sold for how much? 6 lakhs. Your expenses, your selling expenses, commission, எல்லாத்தையும் deduct பண்ணிட்டு balance எனக்கு பைசா தான். Can you charge bad debts? No, because I paid you del creditor commission. With that, you have to adjust the bad debts losses in your books. So it will not be recorded in consignor's books at all. It will not come in consignment account as well as it will not come in which account? Consignee account. That's all. Bank charges also. Is it consignment related charges? Bank charges pay பண்ணிருக்கான் இல்லையா? Is it a consignment related charge? The 1040 for collection of check, that 1040 is charged. So அது வந்து consignment accountல வராது. Only consignment related expenses. Goods கான related expense தான் இங்க வரும். Consignee has sent a draft, அதுக்கு வந்து டிஸ்கவுண்ட் பண்ணுவோம், பில்ஸ் டிஸ்கவுண்ட் பண்ணுவோம். இல்லைன்னா for example, bill would have been discounted or check would have been collected. Those collection charges and all will not come. Why? Because are they consignment expenses? They are not consignment expenses. It's a simple question. So only two things the student should understand. What is the first thing? Bad debts will not come in the books of consignor. And of course, collection charges are not consignment expenses. Consignment related expense கிடையாது. அப்ப எங்க சார்ஜ் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா அது P&L அக்கௌண்ட்ல சார்ஜ் பண்ணிப்பாங்க. They will charge directly in which account? P&L account. This is the December 2021 question. Max Chemical Works are consigned how many boxes? 700 boxes of medicine to Raja Medical Stores. Invoice price how much? Invoice price is 1,68,000, which is 20% above the cost price. Simple. If cost is 100, they have added how much percentage? 20%. Cost is 100 now. They have added what? 20%. Up invoice price would have been 120. Invoice price would have been 120. How to find out the profit margin? 20 by 120. 20 by 120 mother. This is invoice price. 168 is invoice price. Then paid 1,40,000 for insurance and freight. In the course of transit, how many boxes are lost? 50 boxes are lost, and transporter paid 22,000 for the loss. Okay. Consignment took the delivery of remaining boxes, incurred 9,750 for the carriage. Consignee sold how many boxes? 500 boxes for 1,60,000. Incurred 6,000 for selling expenses. Commission how much percentage? 6% on gross sales. Show which account? Consignment account. So start. We will first work out valuation of loss in transit and closing stock. Valuation of loss in transit and closing stock. What is the value of goods sent? How many boxes? 700 boxes for how much? 700 boxes for how much? 1,68,000. Then add consignor's expenses. Consignor's expenses, I hope there is only one expense. What is the consignor's expenses? 14,000. So this will give us value of how many boxes? 700 boxes. So the value of 700 boxes 1,82,000. In that, what is lost in transit? Total boxes lost in transit. 50 boxes lost in transit. How to find the value? Simple. 1,82,000 is for 700 means what is for 50? 1,82,000 if it is for 700, what is for 50? Otherwise, for each one, 1,68,000 into 50 by 700, 14,000 into 50 by 700 கூட work பண்ணலாம். Yeah, 700 bucks அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கோம், அதுல 50 bucks loss ஆயிடுச்சு, அதோட வேல்யூ கண்டுபிடிக்கும். So 1,82,000 if it is for 700, what is for 50? Balance delivered. எவ்வளோ பாக்ஸஸ் டெலிவர் ஆயிருக்கும்? 650 பாக்ஸஸ் டெலிவர் ஆயிருக்கு. அதோட வேல்யூ 1,82,000 minus 13,000. Add consignors or consignees non-selling expenses. Any non-selling expense of consignee are non-recurring expenses. Non-recurring expenses and non-selling expenses means the same. Which one? He paid how much? 9,750 for carriage. So 9750. So this is a total value of how many boxes? 650 boxes is this value. How much is sold out? So closing stock is 650 minus 500, 150 boxes. How to value this 150 boxes? Same principle. 1 lakhs 178750. If it is for 650, what is for 150? 1 lakh 78,750. If it is for 650, what is for 150? This is the value of closing stock. What is the name of the consignee? Raja Medical Stores. What is the freight paid? Carriage. By sales. 500 boxes sold by Raja Medical Store for the sales. What is the sale? 1 lakh 60,000. Sold for 1 lakh 60,000. By abnormal loss. What is abnormal loss in transit? This 13,000. By closing stock. What is the closing stock value we worked out? 41,250. Any other expenses? Any other expenses? Yes. There is a selling expense. There is a selling expense and there is a commission. Selling expenses, how much is given? What is the selling expenses given? 6,000. Selling expenses 6,000 and commission. Commission எவ்வளவு percentage on sales? 5% on sales. Commission 6% on sales. Commission 6% on sales. Now wait for 2 minutes, then you can copy. You have to remove the profit element here. By goods. Okay. What is the invoice price per unit? How many units are sent? 1 lakh 68,000. This is for how many boxes? Okay, maybe small calculation here. Invoice price per box. 1 lakh 68,000 divided by எவ்வளவு boxes? 700 என்ன எவ்வளவு வரும்? 240. This is at invoice price. Yeah. So loading or profit will be 240 into 20 by 120. 240 into 20 by 120. 240 units into 20 by 120 pota, you will get loading or profit element. How much? 40 rupees is the profit element. So we can easily put in the Mari method romba simple percentage podame by goods sent on consignment. Listen to it, then you can take it up. The profit element alone. What is the profit element? How many boxes are sent? 700 boxes into what is the profit per box? 40. 700 into box 40 and over 28,000. Then to abnormal loss, the profit element alone. How boxes abnormal loss? 50 boxes into 40. 50 boxes into 40 and over 2,000. Stock reserve. Stock reserve. What is the profit element? Stock reserve? Closing stock 150 units into 40 put and over 6,000. Tally panna profit. Or consignment stock account kuda podum. Once again, I repeat the entire process. Please pay attention. It will take 2 minutes or 1 minute of time. Please pay attention. Listen. Goods sent on consignment. This 1,68,000, is it cost price or invoice price? Invoice price, 1,68,000. To bank. Consignor's expenses how much? 14,000. Consignee's expenses. What are the expenses? Carriage, selling expenses, commission, 6% on sales. By sales, that is consignee sales, 1,60,000. Abnormal loss we valued, boxes? 50 boxes. Closing stock also we valued how many boxes? 150 boxes. We have to eliminate profit on the opposite sides. We have to eliminate the profit on the opposite side. How to eliminate the profit? Simple. Invoice price per box 1,68,000 divided by 700. Now what is the invoice price per box? 240. So profit element will be 240 into why 20 by 120? Why 20 by 120? It's given 20% on cost. 20% above the cost. If cost is 100, profit is 20. Invoice price will be what? 120. So 20 by 120 apply panna. Profit per unit is how much? 40. So goods sent on consignment 700 into 40. Abnormal loss or a profit element 50 into 40. Closing stock or a profit element that is 150 into 40. Tally panna you get profit. They ask only which account? Consignment account. Prepare which account? Consignment account. Show consignment account. Shall we? Have we copied this? So once again, you repeat. 700 bucks அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கோம். Consignor expense add பண்ணுங்க. Value of 700 bucks வருது. Eliminate first which one? Loss in transit. Then add the non-selling expense of consignee. 650 boxes வருது. To find out the value of which one? Closing stock. Then we record or we prepare consignment account. Profit elements are removed on the opposite side. Goods sent on consignment opposite side and the 700 boxes into 40 rupees per unit. Then abnormal loss or a profit element on the debit side to stock reserve. Instead of that, you can put consignment stock adjustment account. Names it's a very good question. January 2021 question. This was January 2021 question. Yes. We'll try it now. It will also have loss in transit. It will also have closing stock. Shall we? We've got 5 kg tins. 5 kg tins and what? 2 kg tins. What is the invoice price of goods consigned? 5 kg tins. Evo price? Invoice price of goods consigned? 1000 into 150. 1000 into 150. Sent on consignment. Okay. Sale price. Okay. We can take it at cost itself. No issues. Same answer will come anyhow. Invoice price la pota loading remove பண்ணனும், cost la pota loading remove பண்ண தேவையில்லை. If you put it in invoice price, loading remove பண்ணனும். Cost la pota no loading removal required. So, 1000 into 180. 1000 into 180 எவ்வளவு cost? எவ்வளவு வரும்? Add freight. Freight is calculated based on the sale value. Freight is calculated based on sale value. 1000 into 150 into எவ்வளவு percentage freight? எவ்வளவு percentage freight? 5%. 1000 into 150 into 5%. Calculation of freight is based on invoice price. 1000 into what is the selling price? 250 into எவ்வளவு percentage? 5%. 1000 into 250 into 5%. So this is the value of the goods sent. இது எவ்வளவு lost in transit? For 1000 tins இல்லையா? This is the value. Less lost in transit. எவ்வளவு tins lost in transit? How many tins are lost in transit? 50 and the other one is 20. 50 tins, 20 tins. To work out this proportionately, 1,07,500 is for 50. Sorry, 1000. What is for 50? 1,07,500 divided by, if it is for 1000, what is for 50? Same way, if this is for 1000, what is for 20? Is there any non-selling expenses of consignee? Any non-selling expense of consignee? This is 950 tons sort of value. Add non-selling expenses of consignee. Any non-selling expense of consignee given? That is non-recurring expenses. Do you find any non-recurring expenses? Consignee oda expense enna irukku parunga adula. It paid insurance how much? 10,000. Storage expenses 20,000. Are they selling expenses or non-selling expenses? Non-selling means you should include in the value of goods. Non-selling na non-recurring expenses. This non-recurring expenses are. Storage charges, is it non-recurring expenses? No. Insurance also. Storage பண்ணும்போது incur பண்ற insurance. I store the goods during the storage, I incur insurance. No. What about commission? Commission also should not be taken. So, no non-selling expenses. No non-selling expenses. Okay. So, value of 950 tins comes to this much. Value of 980 tins comes to this much. No non-selling expenses. இங்க நிறைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து அந்த இன்சூரன்ஸ் வந்து நான் செல்லிங் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் நான் ரெக்கரிங் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் மாதிரி எடுத்து போட்டிருப்பாங்க. லெஸ் லாஸ் இன் டிரான்சிட் தான். Correct. Then how many units are sold out? Sold out 5 kg tins எவ்வளவு sold out? 500 tins are sold out. 500 tins are sold out. 10 kg tins, how many tins are sold out? 8. 800 tins are sold out. So closing stock எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 950 ல 500 tins are sold out. எவ்வளவு tins இருக்கும்? 450 tins will be there. Here how many tins will be there? 180 tins will be there. How to value the closing stock? Simple. If this is the value for 950, what is for 450? And this is the value for 980. What is the value for 180? 102125. If it is for 950, what is for 450? The other one, 188650. If this is for 980, what is for 180? Preparing consignment account, we can do it in columnar format or total. Total is what we require. We can just add both and put. Goods sent on consignment, we can add both and put. Freight expenses also we can add both and put. Loss in transit also we can add both and put. Then closing stock also we can add both and put the consignment account. Take up this. Then let us prepare consignment account. புரியல போய் 3 lakhs to the இது 3 lakhs எப்படி 3 lakhs வந்துச்சு? No. The value of the goods are different. You cannot combine and do. Whether 5 kg and 10 kg are having the same value. No. The value of 5 kg goods are 100 rupees per tin. இது வந்து 180 per tin. So don't combine and do. 3 lakhs divided by 2000 போடக்கூடாது. Because 5 kg ஓட value எவ்வளோ? 100. 10 kg ஓட value எவ்வளோ? 180. So the value of the goods are not same. Consignment accountல goods sent on consignment. What is the goods sent on consignment total value? 2,80,000. To bank account, the freight 20,000. To consignee account, who's the consignee? What is the name of the consignee? C account. An expense பண்றாங்க. C spends what are the money? What are the expenses he's incurring? Insurance how much? Insurance 10,000. Go down rent. Go down rent how much he spends? Go down rent. Storage charges 20,000. By C account for the sales. 500 tins are sold for the selling price. What is the selling price? 115. Plus 800 tins are sold for the remaining selling price. 10 tin selling price. By abnormal loss. In transit that loss. In transit, what is the loss? That's 9225. By closing stock. அது abnormal loss account வரும். Abnormal loss account வரும். For example, when you're asked to prepare abnormal loss account, I'll also do that account. Okay. Let's complete this. First complete this, then we'll go for that. So we need to value 5 kg and 10 kg tins separately and ascertain the values. So when you are asked to prepare abnormal loss account, you will do this. Abnormal loss account la eppadi varum? To consignment account. To consignment account, what is abnormal loss value? 9225. How much the transporter has paid by bank? By bank account, how much the transporter has paid for you? எவ்வளோ பே பண்றான் transporter paid for abnormal loss? 5,000 na. Balance will be transferred to P&L account. Commission? Oh, commission போடலையா? Balance வரும் 4225. Commission எவ்வளோ percentage? On sales 5%. What is the commission payable? 10% on sales. Abnormal loss account இந்த கொஸ்டின்ல கேட்கல. சப்போஸ் கேட்டிருந்தாங்கன்னா the abnormal lossல recovery will be recorded. This 5,000 transporter paid not as a consignment revenue. That is against your abnormal loss. Last 9225 consign that is transporter has paid this much. Balance will go to P&L account 4225. T account கேட்டிருந்தாங்கன்னா this will come in the debit side to consignment. This will come in credit side by consignment சொல்லிட்டு balancing forward would have been by bank or cash. So what is different in this question? What is different in this question? We are given separately two types of goods are sent. So combine money value பண்ணக்கூடாது. We should value them separately. By abnormal loss in transit எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 9225 you should record. By closing stock you should record. Recovery, see, abnormal loss ki yaru compensate பண்ணுவோம்? Who will compensate for abnormal loss? Insurance company can compensate or transporter himself can compensate. That is can be taken as a recovery for abnormal loss. It is not a consignment income. It is not a consignment income. Abnormal loss 9225. The transporter has paid. For the abnormal loss, it will be recorded in abnormal loss only. Balance transfer to which account? P&L account. It's a very good question. Shall we proceed பண்ணலாமா? Go to this question. It is November 2020 question paper. Maya consigned 400 boxes of shaving brushes, each box containing how much? 100 brushes. Okay. Cost price is how much? 3,000. Cost price per box 3,000. Maya spent 500 per box as which one? Cartage, freight, insurance allame. One box was lost in transit. Maya lodged a claim of insurance and get 2,600 for claim on average basis. Consignee took the delivery and spent 199,500 for non-recurring expenses. 112,500 as recurring expenses. He sold 370 boxes at the rate of 65 per box or per brush. Per brush. So we have to be careful. Commission is 2% on sales, 1% del creditor commission. Prepare which account? Consignment account. This is November 2020 question tape. Okay. First, let us value the loss in transit and which one? Closing stock. Start. Value of goods sent. எவ்வளவு boxes? 400 boxes. 400 boxes. ஒரு box ஓட price எவ்வளவு? Per brush or per box? Per box. So it will be like 400 into 3000. Then add consignors expenses. என்ன ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க? Consignors expenses 500 per box. 400 into 500. Less lost in transit. Okay. Total value. Total value for the 400 boxes. 14 lakhs. Less lost in transit. Total box lost in transit? 1 box. Simple. If this is for 400, what is for that 1 box? Balance delivered. 399 boxes delivered. Value is this much. Then add which one? Selling expenses of consignee or non-selling expenses. What is the non-selling expenses or non-recurring expenses? Put 199, 199, 500. Total value of 399 boxes comes to எவ்வளவு சேல் பண்ணிருக்கா? 370 boxes are sold. So closing stock 399 minus 370. எவ்வளவு closing stock? எவ்வளவு boxes? 29 boxes. What is the value? Simple. 159,600. If this is for 399, what is for 29? Consignors expenses 2 lakhs. Who's the consignee? What is the name of the consignee? Maya is the consignor. Who's the consignee? Consignee account. Non-recurring expenses என்ன பண்ணிருக்காங்க? 1,99,500. Recurring expenses எவ்வளவு ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கா? 1,12,500. By sales, how many boxes are sold? 270 boxes into எவ்வளவு brushes per box? 100 brushes into 65 rupees. 270 boxes are sold per brush 65 rupees கொடுத்திருக்கு. Commission எவ்வளவு percentage pay பண்ணணும்? Del creditor commission ஓட சேர்த்து 2% normal plus 1% del creditor. So commission how much you have to pay? This into 3%. By abnormal loss, or by you can call it as loss in transit also. Abnormal loss, what is the value? 3,500. Closing stock, what is the value? 15,96,000. Correct? Closing stock is all the boxes sold out 370 boxes. Huh? Commission also will change. That insurance claim recovery will come in abnormal loss account. If you prepare abnormal loss account, அதில் என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? To consignment account 3,500. Buyback எவ்வளவு insurance recover பண்றோம்? Or transport operator எவ்வளவு pay பண்றோம்? Insurance recovery how much is given? 2,700. Balance loss will be transferred to P&L. So what you have to notice? Recovery for abnormal loss, comma, if there's any discounting charges or collection charges are not recorded in consignment account. Because recovery for abnormal loss, it will be adjusted in abnormal loss account. Discounting or collection charges are not consignment expenses, so they will not be recorded in which account? Consignment account. If they ask you to prepare consignee account, to consignment is varum. By consignment, all these things will come. Balance will be by cash or bank. You can. Have we taken up this? Over. The part over. Shall we? So far we have done with abnormal loss. Now normal loss is we'll do the next question with normal loss. Raj of Gwalior consigned 15,000 kg of ghee, 30 per kg to Siraj at Delhi. He spent rupees 5 per kg as freight and insurance for sending the goods. On the way, how many kgs are lost? 100 kgs were lost due to leakage, which is considered to be as what? Normal loss. Normal loss is unavoidable or unavoidable? Unavoidable. So normal loss, only quantity will be eliminated. Only quantity will be eliminated. There will be no value for the normal loss because it's unavoidable. Then 400 kg was destroyed in transit. 9,000 was paid by consignor directly by the insurance company. Siraj sold 7,500 kg at 60 per kg kudurka. Spent 33,000 for advertisement expenses. That is recurring expenses. Value the abnormal loss. Value the stock in hand. Prepare the consignment account showing the profit or loss. Consignment commission, how much percentage on sales? 5% on sales. Shall we start? Value of the goods consigned. Please do it along with me. What is the value of the goods sent on consignment? 15,000 kg at the rate of 30. 15,000 kg at the rate of 30. Then add consignors expenses. Consignors expense என்ன இருக்கு? Freight insurance etc. per kg spend பண்ணிருக்காங்க. 15,000 into 5. 15,000 into 5. 15,000 into 5. Then on the way, how many kgs are lost? 100 kgs are lost. So for 15,000 kilogram, the values this much. Less normal loss. Normal loss how many kgs? 100 kg. For this, the value will be nil. Value will be nil. Normal loss value will be nil. Only it will be eliminated from quantity. Balance or 14,900 kg. The value is 5,25,000. Now less lost in transit. What is the loss in transit given? 400 kg was destroyed in transit. 400 kg was destroyed in transit கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So lost in transit 400 kg. How to value this? Simple. 5,25,000 if it is for 14,900. What is for 400? 5,25,000 if it is for 14,900. What is for 400? You will get 14094. Can round off 14094. Out of 14,900, 400 kg lost in transit, balance delivered. 14,500 kg delivered. That value. Add consignees non-selling expenses or non-recurring expenses. The non-recurring expense irka consignee ordu. They are selling expenses. 33,000 is advertisement and selling expense. Any non-recurring expense of consignee? No. So total value of how many kgs? 14,500 kg is this much. How many units are sold out? How many units are sold out? 7,500 kg was sold out. Therefore, closing stock will be 14,500 minus 7,500. 7,000 kg. For this, we have to find out the value. How to find out the value? 510906. If it is for 14,500, what is for 7,000? So what is the extra thing we learned in this question? Normal loss will eliminate only from which one? Quantity. Normal loss will be eliminated only from the quantity. There is no value for the normal loss because it is unavoidable. Okay. Abnormal loss, of course, will be valued. What is the goods sent on consignment? 4,50,000 to bank account, consignors expenses, to consignee account, and advertisement, etc. They have spent 33,000 by consignee account for the sales. Plus sales 7,500 units were sold at the rate of 7,500 kg were sold at the rate of 60 per kg. Abnormal loss in transit. Abnormal loss in transit we worked out 14,094. By closing stock, what is the closing stock value? Any commission? Last line it is given. Commission is 5% on sales. Commission is this one, 5% on sales. Tally partner to profit. Suppose we all prepare abnormal loss account to consignment account or by recovery. What is abnormal loss or recovery? 9,000 that will come in the abnormal loss account. So if there is a normal loss, eliminate only which one? Quantity. Then value the loss in transit. Then add non-recurring expense of consignor if any and find out the total value. Based on this total value only, what will be valued? The closing stock, or if there is a loss in the godown of consignor, both consignee both will be valued. Closing stock இதே மாதிரி தான் value பண்ணணும். Suppose if there is a loss in the godown of consignee also, you have to value using the same principle. Here there is no non-recurring expenses. Advertisement is a recurring expense. நீங்க டைரக்டா அந்த மெத்தட் அப்ளை பண்ணீங்கன்னா கிளாஸ் ரூம் மெத்தட் அப்ளை பண்ணீங்கன்னா வராது. பிகாஸ் இங்க நார்மல் லாஸ் இருக்கு. நீங்க பேபி கிளாஸ் ரூம் மெத்தட் அப்ளை பண்ண பண்ணிருப்பீங்க. how many kgs are lost in transit? இல்ல how many kgs are lost in transit in this question? 400 question. 400 இல்லையா? ஸோ நீங்க டைரக்டா போட்டீங்கன்னா 400 into 30 என்ன போட்டிருப்பீங்க? 400 into 30 என்ன போட்டிருப்பீங்க? 12,000 போட்டிருப்பீங்க இல்லையா? அப்புறம் தென் கன்சைனிங்ஸ் அந்த 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 எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் இன் டிரான்சிட் அது அனுப்பிச்சது 400 into 5 400 into 5 போட்டு தானே வந்திருக்கும். 2,000 வந்திருக்கு. ஆட் பண்ண என்ன வரும்? 14,000 வரும். ஓகே, run this 400 into 30 400 into 5 ரெண்டு ஆட் பண்ண வரும் 14,000 வந்திருக்கும். But answer is not 14,000. Answer is how much? 14,094. Why? Because there is a normal loss. Normal loss. So class division la follow பண்ற format நீங்க follow பண்ணா you will be able to solve any question. Because there is a normal loss and the 100 units or the loss also should be borne by what? Good units. So answer is 14,094. not 14,000. Direct method it will come to only 14,000. If there is no normal loss, and the answer is correct. There is a normal loss here. This was, I hope, May 2018 question paper. With this, we'll stop, of course. With this question, we'll stop for consignment. Okay. See, Ganpat Nagpur consigns how many cases? 500 cases of goods costing 1,500 each to Rawat of Jaipur. Okay. Ganpat pays the following expenses: carriage 15,000, freight 45,000, loading charges 15,000. All are consignors expenses. Shri Rawat sells 350 cases at 2,100. Clearing charges, it's a non-recurring expense. What about warrage and storage costs? Recurring expenses. Packing and selling expenses, this should not be included in the value of closing stock. It was found that 50 cases were lost in transit. Another 50 cases were lost in transit. 50 cases were lost in transit. Another 50 cases were lost in transit. Oh, were in transit. Okay. 50 cases were lost in transit. Another 50 cases were in transit. Okay. That means not lost. There is closing stock. Shri Rawat is entitled for a commission of how much? 10% on gross sales. Drop consignment account. Rawat account in the books of Kanpat Cater. Shall we start? Value of goods consigned. How many units are consigned? 500 units. What is the value of that units? 1,500. Then add consignors expenses. Consignors expenses. Any expense irukku? The carriage, freight, loading charges. 15,000, 45,000, 15,000. All the expenses. All the expenses you have to add. 15, 45, 15. Total 75,000. Total value of units? 500 units comes to 8,25,000. Then less lost in transit first. Units lost in transit? 50 units. This is for 500. What is for 50? Then less in transit. In transit na not delivered northom. Same principle will apply in valuation. This is like a closing stock. This is lost. This is closing stock. Closing balance in transit. In transit. It to be delivered northom. It to be delivered, not delivered. This is closing balance or closing stock in transit. So balance delivered. Total balance delivered? 400 units delivered. 6,60,000. 6,60,000. Then add consignees non-recurring expenses. What is consignees non-recurring expenses? In the clearing charges alone, how much? 18,000. Only this clearing charges will be added. 18,000 will be added. Eவ்வளவு sold out? So closing stock 400 minus 350. 50 units. So the value of your portfolio is 6,78,000 if it is for 400. What is for 50? Sold out 350 units. So closing stock will be how many units? 50 units. So 6,78,000 if it is for 400. What is for 50? This is closing stock with a consignee. Start. Pick a call. To bank account in the exam, you must mention individually, but it's okay. Total, we can put it in the thing. Who is the consignee? What is the name of the consignee? Ganpat. Final expense spend பண்ணிருக்கா? Clearing charges 18,000. Where an expense பண்ணிருக்கா? Warehousing. Warehousing 25,000. Packing expenses எவ்வளோ? 7,000. யாரு consignee? Rawat. Okay. By Rawat. எவ்வளோ சேல் பண்ணிருக்கா? How many units are sold? 350 units are sold at, what is the rate? 2,100. 350 units are sold at 2,100. By abnormal loss, 82,500. By closing stock, 2 item இருக்கு in transit. With Rawat. Oh, commission எவ்வளோ percentage? Then this consignment is over. There are two closing stocks. One is in transit, another one is with what? Rawat. See, regular classroom problems plus the last 6 years question paper that we have solved. This will be more than sufficient for your consignment knowledge for 10 marks for sure. Done? Maybe in your regular classes, Vatshan sir would have taught you a different method, proportionate valuation. I go with one statement, which is common for everything. ஒரு statement போட்டா போதும் உங்களுக்கு you can value anything like abnormal loss or value in transit, lost in transit எல்லாமே calculate பண்ணிக்கலாம்.